Created by Brett. Yeah.
Hey Brett, how can I get more candy for Halloween?
That is a great question because Halloween is my favorite holiday because you get candy and you get to give candy out to people and it's just all kinds of fun and you dress up. So I'm here in front of Halloween Town, which is a store with costumes and stuff in Los Angeles, California. My first video in Los Angeles, California in a couple of years to give you the answers. That sun is really bright, so I'm going to be all squinty this time. So the most important thing is to have a big enough bag to collect a whole lot of candy. So if you have one of those little puny stupid bags that has just like a, ooh, cop stopping. That's exciting. That's the thing about doing videos outside. So if you have one of those stupid little bags that will only hold like 2 candy bars and is very tiny, you're never going to get enough candy. What you need to do is either get a pillowcase or get one of those grocery bags, like a shopping bag that you can reuse, because those are huge and they're sturdy, they won't tear through, you can have a whole lot of candy in there. Second thing you got to do is start early and stay out late. So find out what time the sun is going to go down that day, like Google it or something like that, and start like 5 minutes after sundown, because that's when people want to start giving out candy, and that's when you got to go start collecting candy. And then you also have to plan to stay out for a couple hours or something like that, maybe even 3 hours, so you can get the most candy possible and hit the most houses you can. And the other thing you have to do is map out your route beforehand. You don't want to, like, let's say you live in the middle of a block. You don't want to go to the end of the block and come back the other side of the block and then come back and then you wind up in the middle of the block, because then you have to waste time going back down the block past houses you've already been to, and that's just wasting precious candy gathering time. So I have this kind of plan for how you can get to the most houses and not double back on yourself and be most efficient, but I think I have to go into the studio to show you how it works. So let's say this is your neighborhood and you live on Franklin Street, in between 3rd Street and 4th Street. You live right here. So here's what you do. You start on, I guess, this side of the street. Yeah, let's do that. And you hit that house, and you get candy from that house, and you get candy from that house. So now you're at the corner of Franklin Street and 3rd Street. Here's where my magic pattern comes in. You start going down, you cross the street here, so you get this house on the corner, and then you start getting these houses on this side of the street. And when you get to the corner of 3rd Street, which you're familiar with, and Garfield, or whatever the next street is, you turn right. If you're coming down here, you turn right. You get that house, that house, that house, candy from that house, candy from that house, candy from that house, and then you think you would cross the street, you don't. You go this way. You actually cross the street and you get all the houses on the same street, but on the other side of the street there. So you go back down Garfield toward 3rd Street. So you started out here, you come up here, you turn right, cross the street, you turn right. When you get to this street, 3rd Street, you turn right again. And you get the houses on this side of the street. Get all the candy from them, candy, candy, hi, how are you, happy Halloween, trick or treat. Turn right on Harrison, the next street. So you went down here, you cross the street, you come up here, turn right again. You go down this street, getting candy, getting candy, getting candy, getting candy, cross the street. Come back down the other side of the street. So this way you weren't zigzagging across the street, which wastes time crossing the street. So you only cross the street once and then you go down here, get all these houses. At the corner you turn right again, go down, getting candy, turn right. Get candy, get candy, get candy, get candy, get candy, candy, cross the street, go back down here, get down to 3rd Street, turn right again. So you can see what I'm doing here. Candy, 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 cross the street, candy, 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 candy on this side of the street. And then when you've got down enough blocks, I'm saying 4 blocks is enough blocks, you cross over 3rd Street and you start getting the houses on this side of the street. Candy, 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 cross the street, candy, and candy, 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 turn right. So you're only making right turns or you're crossing the street at the end of a block. It's super easy. You turn right, you come up here, getting all these houses, which you didn't get because you came up this side. Then you go down this side, right? So you're getting candy, candy, get to the corner, turn right, go up to the end of the street, cross the street, candy, 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 turn right, candy, 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 turn right again, candy, 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 cross the street, candy, 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 turn right, candy, 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 turn right, candy, 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 cross the street, candy, 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 candy. I should make this into a song. Candy, 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 turn right, candy, 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 cross the street, candy, 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 and you're almost back at your own house. How awesome is that? Now, if you still have a lot of time, you start going this way, up 3rd Street. and you just pass your hat, and then you go up to some house up here and cross the street, and then you come back down on the other side. And that way, you never duplicate a house. You're on the opposite side of the street, you pretty much cover everything. You miss all these, it doesn't matter because you went from one house to the next fast, and you're getting candy from everybody. This is like 500 houses. I made that number up, but it seems like a lot of houses. You're gonna get a lot of candy, and you basically stay close to home too. The farthest away you get is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. 5 blocks. That's the farthest away you get, and you're still covering all of these houses. And it's easy, because every time you get to the end of a block, that's off of 3rd Street, if you live on 3rd Street, you just cross the street, and then you come back down. And then you turn right, and cross the street, and it's super easy. Now there's an advanced technique which is kind of slimy, but it's where you agree with one of your buddies that either you have reversible costumes, so like your jacket flips inside out, or you can put a mask on or take a mask off or something like that, so you look like a different person and then you can hit the same houses again. Or the same thing where you like change a jacket with a buddy or something like that, you put on his hat and he puts on your hat and something like that, so you look like different kids and then you hit the same houses a second time. Kind of slimy, way to get more candy. And then one time this group of kids came to get candy from my house when I was living in San Francisco, and there were about 4 of them, but they sort of swarmed around when they were getting candy, and so I wound up giving out candy like to 6 kids, even though there were only 4 kids. It was pretty awesome. So those are some of my ideas on how to get more candy. Now go ahead and ask me another question you want me to answer next time, and I think it needs to be about Halloween, because it's October, and there's a kid coming up here. I'm just making a video about how to get more candy for Halloween. He doesn't care. All right, where was I? Take 2. So those are some of my ideas for how to get more candy for Halloween when you go trick-or-treating. Now tell me what question you want me to answer next week, and it should be about Halloween because it's October and Halloween is incredibly important. Like, what can I use for a costume? What's a cheap costume? Something like that. So that's it, and thanks for your questions. Is that all?
Yeah.
I think that's it. Thanks.